about literally resuming underground nuclear detonation tests?
You'll find out very soon, but we're going to do some testing, yeah. Other countries do, and if they're going to do it, we're going to do it.
So more than 3 decades after the last nuclear bomb exploded in the Nevada desert, nuclear testing may once again become a reality in the United States. So you just heard it there from the president himself aboard Air Force One. He says he has instructed the Pentagon to restart testing nuclear weapons.
Yeah, that's now raising a lot of concern for some who lived through Nevada's nuclear past. In part one of our special report, I take a look back at what sparked the push for atomic bombs and why Nevada became ground zero for testing nuclear weapons.
So it really started with a letter sent to then President Franklin Roosevelt in 1939, urging him to explore the start of a program that would develop a nuclear weapon.
Nevada has a long and troubled history with nuclear testing, and according to the National Atomic Museum's Joseph Kent, it all started with an arms race, calling on scientists, including Albert Einstein during World War II, to beat the Germans to a functioning nuclear bomb.
It was decided that the best way to end the war would be use the nuclear bomb.
J. Robert Oppenheimer is a well-known name, more so after the release of the critically acclaimed film Oppenheimer. Back then, he was the science lead of the Manhattan Project.
So he was sort of the one behind the scenes working on the program and sort of became a rock star in his day.
In the end, U.S. scientists succeeded, and on August 6, 1945, we dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, followed by another 3 days later on Nagasaki. College of Southern Nevada professor Kamiko Noriega was born in Hiroshima 4 years after the bombs went off.
It should never have happened, and it's such a horrible, horrible thing that happened.
Her family felt the effects of the bomb, and she says her aunt survived the bombing because they were late to class and they had to stand in the corridor.
That saved their life, because when an atomic bomb dropped, whole building collapsed on them. So the people in the classroom were crushed under there, and they couldn't get out.
But another aunt died due to the radiation.
One of my youngest aunt was junior high, and she was blinded also because the skin melted over her eyes.
Lives forever impacted in Japan. In the fallout of the bombings, a nuclear arms race took off, which became known as the Cold War. With this nuclear age underway, Clark County historian Mark Hall Patton says the U.S. started testing its weapons right here in Nevada in the 1950s.
The test site gets started in 1951 when part of the old bombing range, Las Vegas bombing range out there, gets set aside to become the test site.
Kent says Nevada was chosen because the state had favorable weather conditions, a mountainous site, and barriers that kept out unwanted observers.
You got a lot of government jobs coming in, being created to support the site itself. And of course, that money coming in, not only does it support the workforce, but that goes into the economy as well.
That boost also led to a population surge. Las Vegas went from a population of 25,000 in 1950 to 65,000 by 1960. Nevada conducted around 100 tests above ground starting in 1951. This specific testing ended, though, in 1962.
So those actually were a response to public concern over fallout and radiation and the health effects surrounding those. And so that sort of led to the United States, Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom to sign what's called the Limited Test Ban Treaty.
The treaty meant that testing would only be done underground. That testing went on all the way until 1992, suspended after the Soviet Union dissolved and the Cold War came to an end. All told, Nevada conducted around 900 underground nuclear tests. The testing site still exists, but many like Hall Patton believe restarting the tests won't be easy.
The test site is currently an area that's being used for stockpile stewardship and subcritical tests, but doing actual nuclear tests, that would take a great deal of work to restart out there.
Wow, and another part of Nevada's history with nuclear testing is the nuclear waste depository known as Yucca Mountain, a fight that has lasted now for decades. In 1986, Yucca Mountain, which is in Nye County about 100 miles northwest of Las Vegas, made the final list for a potential depository site, for spent fuel from commercial reactors. The following year, it became the selected site. As tunneling and testing got underway in the 1990s, a long legal fight began. And then in 2011, the Obama administration closed the controversial site. Senators Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto continue introducing legislation to repeal the law that led to the designation of Yucca Mountain as a depository. And we still have much more to talk about the impacts of nuclear testing.
It's a fascinating look at our state's history, especially here in Southern Nevada. We used to have tourists from all over the country, sometimes all over the world, come to Las Vegas in the 1950s to watch those mushroom clouds. They didn't know what they were facing at the time, obviously. But I can't wait for part 2 tomorrow. What are you going to talk about tomorrow?
Well, we're going to talk about those people who were there in the vicinity, what happened to some of them, and what is happening right now to try to make sure that what happened in the past and what was the fallout from all of that when people were watching this and near it doesn't happen again. So that's tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
The downwinders. Okay, looking forward to that for sure.